right, the second part of our lesson today is going to be subtraction. I'm going to do these first 6 problems with you, just like I did with the addition, and then I'm going to give you 6 more problems to do on your own. Just like with the addition, if you want to pause it and work all of these out, and then skip to the end and see if you get the same answers as me, or if you want to do the first 3 with me, pause it and then do the next 3. It's up to you. Okay, let me get started. Just like with addition, when I do subtraction, I start all the way in the ones place, all the way to the right. So I have 345 minus 253. I'm going to start in the ones place. 5 minus 3. Well, I have to ask, can I take 3 from 5? And the answer is yes. If you have $5, you can give me 3, and you would have 2 left over. 5 minus 3 is 2. I move over to my tens place. 4 minus 5. I can't do that. If you have $4, you can't give away 5. So I have to borrow, and when I borrow, I go the next spot to the left. So I cannot take 5 from 4, so I'm going to cross out the 4. I'm going to go next door. This 3 is going to lose 1, so it's going to become a 2. I bring that 1 over to the 4, but the 1 represents 10 of something. So I'm actually pulling over a 10. 10 plus 4 is going to be 14. Now I can take 4 minus 5, and I get 9. 14 minus 5, and I get 9. And then 2 minus 2 is nothing, so I get the answer of 92. Let's try another. 706 minus 434. I start in my ones place. 6 minus 4. Can I take 4 from 6? Yes, and I would have 2 left over. Moving to my tens place, 0 minus 3. If you have $0, you cannot give 3 away, so I have to do some borrowing. My 7 next door is going to become a 6. And this 0 is going to get 10 added to it, so it's going to become a 10. 10 minus 3, 10, 9, 8, 7. 6 minus 4, so I have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 272. 600 minus 123. Starting in my ones place, I cannot take 3 from 0, so I'm going to have to borrow. This is where it gets a little tricky, so make sure you're paying attention. I can't take 3 from 0, so I have to borrow. When I go next door, this is a 0. It's got nothing to give, so I have to keep going to my left. My 6 is going to become a 5. Now here's where some of you get confused. I bring that 10 over right next door to this 0, and it becomes a 10. But so far, nothing has been brought to my ones place. So this 10, I borrow from it, it's going to become a 9. Now I can bring a 10 over to my ones place. So 10 minus 3 is 7. 9, remember I couldn't borrow from it. Then I borrowed, this became a 10, but then I had to take from the 10 to bring over to the 1, so that's why it's a 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. 5 minus 1 is 4. All right, I did those 3 for you. Go ahead and pause the video and try the next 3 on your own. Okay, you should have just done these 3 problems. Let's see if you got them right. 750, we'll leave it. 757 minus 217. Starting in my ones place, 7 minus 7 is 0. 5 minus 1 is 4. 7 minus 2, 7, 6, 5. 540. That didn't require any borrowing. That one was easy. Let's try 400 minus 202. Starting in my ones place, 0 minus 2. I can't take 2 from nothing, so I have to borrow. But when I go next door, there's nothing to borrow from. So I have to go like down the street. This 4 is going to become a 3. When it gets brought over to the tens column, this 0 becomes a 10. But again, nothing has been brought to the ones column yet. So I have to borrow from this 10 and make it a 9 for the ones place 0 to become a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus nothing is 9. And 3 minus 2 is 1. 198. All right, last one. 382 minus 214. I cannot take 4 from 2. I have to borrow. This 8 is going to become a 7. The 2 becomes a 12 because I'm bringing a 10 over to it. 12 minus 4 is 8. 7 minus 1 is 6, and 3 minus 2 is 1, 168. Okay, we just did those 6 subtraction problems together. Go ahead and do the next 6 on your own.